Hi everybody. I'd like to introduce to you this new instrument. I actually finished building it in the summertime, but just did the kind of final tweaking and actually kind of taught myself how to play it just in the last couple of days. For those of you who have been following my work, you realize that this instrument is quite a departure from what I normally build, as I normally build the kind of ouds and sorods and guitar type instruments. But I was asked to build one of these instruments. It's called a SEMSEMIYA, and it's one of the few remaining Lira type ancient zither instruments, which is still somewhat played. Unfortunately, not as much as it really deserves. It's an amazing instrument, really. So it's called a SEMSEMIYA. It's an ancient traditional Egyptian zither or Lira kind of, from the harp family. It's like the zither family, which has a kanun and santur, which eventually evolved into the harpsichord, which consequently became the piano, actually. So this is really the granddaddy of the piano, actually. Now, what is particularly interesting in this version, which I and my client came up with, is it's a SEMSEMIYA, except what it has, the unique features is that if you can see there, I've added, put it really close to the camera there, these kind of levers, tuning levers for each string. So each string can be individually kind of retuned while you play without having to touch the tuning pegs. Okay? So what I do is I tune all the strings except for the fifth. All the strings in the flat position, so it comes out to the Phrygian mode. In the flat position, they're tuned to so that's the Phrygian mode, or Kurdi makam, and all of the tuning levers flicked to the flatmost position, except for the fifth. The fifth, I keep it tuned to the upper position, so that way you can go down to a flat 5 there, which which is useful for some makams. So I spent quite a bit of time sort of thinking about which, how to access all the makams once you've tuned it, so you don't have to touch the tuning pegs. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate that, as well as just demonstrate the sound of the instrument. So I've got it tuned up now to starting with Kurdi, and I'm going to go through about 12 makams here. So you're going to go from Kurd to busalic, to Nahawand, to Neverser, to Suzunak, to Rast, to Ushaq, to Saba, to Baiti, Husseini, Hijaz, Evich, and finish with Shed Araban. So, and most of those, the first half of those makams use C as the tonic, and then from Ushaq down the rest, the tonic actually shifts to D. Although it's all within the same tuning system. What I mean by that is if you're playing in Kuzne or Bolahank or something like that, when you start Rast on whatever note you start Rast on, Ushaq will always start from a whole tone above that. So it's still within the same tuning system, all of these makams, although the tonic switches. So let me just get started here. And, let me also add that I kind of just taught myself how to play this basically yesterday, so I'm by no means proficient. I'm going to try to do all the tuning changes without editing the video, so you can really see that it's possible. Although, disclaimer is, well, this is still very brand new to me. I'm really enjoying playing this. It's very brand new to me. I might end up having to do a couple of edits just for the sake of if I get stuck somewhere. So I tried to plan this out beforehand. So okay, let's get started. Here's Kurdi. So to change from Kurd to busalic, we just have to change one note. That's the flat second to a natural second. There we go. Flat second to natural second, still in the octave. Here's a flat second. Simple as that. Now we have busalic. Okay, now let's go from busalic to Nahawand. All we need to do now is shift the flat seventh to the natural seventh. So here we are. There's the tonic, flat seventh to the natural seventh. There we go. Flat seventh to the natural seventh. Natural seventh. Now keep in mind, this is not really the maqam. I'm just taking the home scales of them. It's not the maqam, because the maqam is more involved than that. When you really play the maqam, then the notes are shifting all the time. So these are just the home scales, okay, that I'm going to go through these scales, because my playing is not, on this instrument, is not adept enough to really. It's getting there, actually. It was one day I've practiced, actually. So I'm just demonstrating the scales, the home scales. Okay, this is not. I won't call this the actual maqam, because when you shift with the maqam playing, when you shift to the upper tetrachord, and depending on your direction, some of the notes shift around quite a bit. So you really, the point is, when you would play this instrument, you practice it, you get used to constantly shifting these notes. And sometimes, as you notice, I'm pushing on the tuning peg here to get this. So you can also access microtones and vibrato with that technique. So with the combination of the levers and the bending of the tuning pegs, you can access anything that you could access on an oud or with a voice. So this is a very serious instrument. I mean, it can really be, I would say it's much more versatile and expressive than a kanun. Seriously, yeah, this is an amazing instrument. It has this quality of this singing. This possibility for this ethereal vocal sound. It's quite amazing, really. So let me play a little bit on the Nahawand scale, okay? A little bit. Okay, so going from Nahawand scale to Neverser, all we need to do is change the fourth from the natural fourth to the sharp fourth. So here's the natural fourth, change to the sharp fourth. Simple as that. And we can change this one. 7, 6, 5, 4. Change that lower one. Sharp 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple as that. We just changed all three natural fourths to the. Neverser. And from Neverser, of course, you can go to Nikris very easily. But let's go in the other direction and go a little bit towards the Rast. So far, we haven't used any microtones yet. They've all been kind of standard piano notes, more or less. So let's introduce a microtone, the samia note, and we'll have a Suzunak. So first, let's bring back the fourth from the sharp fourth back to the natural fourth. And see, so easy. Now what we will do is change the minor third to a microtonal position of samia, that note. So minor third, let's tweak it up to the Rast position. That microtone? So simple. That's it. So now we have access to the Suzunak scale. Excuse me. Suzunak scale. Now let's go to Rast finally. Rast is, of course, the most common maqam in Arabic music. So where should we do? We change the flat 6 to the natural 6. So flat 6. And we'll get that to the... Simple as that. And the natural 7 down to microtonal 7. There we go. Simple. Flat 6 up to the natural 6. Natural 6. Natural 7 down to the microtonal. There we go. Up here. flat 6, natural 6, natural 7 down to microtonal 7. There we go, Rast. Okay, so from Rast, let's go to Ushaq. Ushaq. Now let's go for a slight modulation to Saba. Okay, so we do this by lowering the fourth to okay, let's go to Baiti. Back to Baiti. So Ushaq and Baiti, very similar. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go to touching the tuning pegs, the string went out of tune. Okay. Baiti. The interesting thing about Baiti is it's pretty much the same as Ushaq. The tonic is still D, but the dominant is stronger. The dominant, which is 1/4 above, so that's a G. So if you hold the dominant as a bass note, it gives you the feeling that the tonic is G, although the tonic is still D. So this is the tricky thing about some maqams. They give you the illusion of a different tonic, which makes the scale become a modal, take on a modal form, which still the same scale like an Ushaq, but it sounds completely different when you shift the emphasis, the bass note to the dominant. So that's what happens between Baiti and Ushaq. That's why they're the same scale but different sound, right? That's the dominant, that's not the tonic. This is the tonic. Tonic. Dominant. from Baiti to Husseini. And I'm just going to make one shift from the ajam note to Avich. Now, Husseini is interesting. It's very similar again to Ushaq and Baiti, but very similar. But this is the tonic, and the fifth is the dominant. Ba-da-da-da! This is Husseini. It must be Husseini if you. Likes that flat six also. Husseini likes between the microtonal six, the Avich note, to the ajam note, which is. So I can access that. This melody has Avich, microtonal. So you can access those fine tones. Okay, now we'll make quite a big change to Hijaz. Okay, so we'll still keep the tonic as D, but the second is going to change from that microtonal second. Something in my throat today. Okay, from that microtonal second, that saga note, down to dik Kurdi. So flat second, but plus one comma. So it's not almost a flat second. So it's like flat second plus one comma. That's the correct Hijaz. And the third, there's a minor third. What we want is somewhere between a minor third and a major third. Not a complete major third, but somewhere. So just. The lower tetrachord will keep it Rast, as a Rast scale. Because Hijaz likes to go into the Rast pentachord in the lower octave, below the tonic. Fourth note is the dominant. change the upper octave. Hijaz. Now, from Hijaz, a very common little modulation, which is nice, is... oh, I forgot to put Sigya in here. We should do something with Sigya. But I'll do that at the end, because Sigya is very, very cool. Anyways, let's do Evich, an Evich modulation. So that means the... Oh, let me see, the fifth note goes up to the... Modulation to Evich. Let's finish off with Shedaraban, and if we have time, I'm going to do Sigya, because that really is, Sigya is amazing. Shedaraban. Okay, just to finish off, I was going to do sigya closer to the middle, but let's see if we can just change to sigya. Quick modulation to Mustear. Thanks to everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.